Hari Om, good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. Please come, let's pray together. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord, the Benevolent Almighty, one who has the divine names Aha Samvartakaha and Vannihi, to such a omniscient Lord, together we all with our faith, immense bhakti and complete surrender, we offer our humble Sashtanga pranams to seek your grace, your mercy, your blessings, your love, your compassion, your strength, your forgiveness. O Lord, we beseech in you to bless us with Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana and Vairagya, only and only to understand thy divine nature, and we all experience the Aparoksha Anubhuti. Our humble salutations to the entire Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. With God's grace and the Guru's grace, today we are on our Divine Discourse number 281 on the 10th of May 2022. Swasti Shri Shubhakrit Nama Samvatsar Uttarayan Vasanta Rutu, Vaishakha Mas, Shukla Paksh, Navmi, Magha Nakshatra, Dhruva Yoga, and Balavakarane. On this auspicious day of Tuesday, and the auspicious time of the evening, we all make a firm resolve in our minds, Na Ham Karta, Hari Karta, Hari Preranaya, Hari Prityartham. All that is happening in our lives, every incident, every situation, every happening is only and only at the behest of the Almighty. It is all nothing but His grace to uplift me from this ocean of births and deaths. I completely surrender unto Him, accept each and every situation with a smile, with contentment, and knowing very well that this is going to transcend my life. Our humble salutations once again to the Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. A warm welcome to all of you once again. So now, we have all been studying chapter 14, Guna Traya Vibhaga Yoga. As many say, like, this is that eureka moment in our life. That aha moment, what we all call it as the eureka moment. What is that? That, when you know that, you feel, oh my God, I got to know something great today. This is nothing but a eureka chapter on the whole. The reason is, it not only helps you how to manage yourself, it also helps you how to manage others in your vicinity. It could be your spouse, it could be your children, it could be your friends, family, relatives, society, and most importantly, it will take you closer and closer to the Lord. Because Lord Krishna very clearly says, He says, amongst all the bondages and prisons which I have created for you, this is the final gate. What we need to do is we need to just get out of this one last gate. And you are with the abode of the Paramatma. So this particular chapter has got so much of importance. We need to understand it carefully and move forward. Now, let's take a look at the first two verses, what we did during the last class. So in the first verse, now we all know that Lord Krishna did not give Arjuna a chance to even ask a question. In the previous chapter, he had said that the Trigunas are that which bind a soul. After having given the Jnana Chakshu, he said the Trigunas bind a soul. So he said, let me continue and explain what are these Trigunas. The three gunas. How they bind us. And what one needs to do to get over this. So he said, see, Arjuna, now I am going to give you with the supremost knowledge. And this knowledge, which normal people generally don't come to this level to understand. Because he has said this, I am giving this knowledge. He has said in the previous chapters also. But here he calls it supreme knowledge. And then he says, this being the best of the knowledge, it is not only ordinary souls, he said, by knowing which even the great saints have been able to reach my abode. See, when you are wanting to do something, let's take a common example. You'll think of buying a product. Now, when you want to buy a product, you will see who else has bought this product. That's how you get to see all these endorsements where you see various celebrities, they endorse for that product. And now we actually fools, we don't know whether these celebrities are using or not, but we think that, oh, if so and so person is endorsing this product, meaning he has bought it and I also should buy it. So the very fact that a personality of some caliber, in whatever field it is, when he puts a tag to a particular product, as you know, we easily get drawn. Here Krishna is also trying to market. He says great saints, not ordinary people. I'm talking of great saints who have crossed over this bondage of life and death, and they have reached me. And then in the second shloka he says, you know what is the advantage of this? This particular knowledge, it helps you to become one with me. Because you have crossed over the bondages which me myself has created for the jiva. Once you have come out of that, you become one with me. And once you become one with me, he also goes further to explain. He says, there is no further rebirth for you. And not only that, when there is no birth, there is no death also. So you are in that state where you are always healthy, you are always young, you have everything at your disposal. You can eat whatever you want, you can be wherever you want, you can do whatever you want. That kind of a liberty, that is known as this true moksha. There is no bondage or any kind of a restriction on anything. Freedom. Moksha means freedom. So you are free at all levels. So you are neither born. So meaning you don't have the pain, you don't have to go into the womb of a mother and be there in that sack for that 9 months. And then you come out and then you are in that sweat and urine and stools. Many insects are biting you now and then. You know there is pain in your body, but you can't express. You're crying your heart out, but nobody can understand you. So all this pain and torture, he says you don't have to undergo. And then death is not a simple thing. You start growing old, you get unwell, and then there are so many diseases which crop upon you. And then finally, at the time of death, that's again one of the greatest pain a jiva has to experience. So he says you don't have to get into all this. In this way, Lord Krishna, he says, this is the advantage. He tells very clearly. Now let's read the Shloka number 3 and we'll understand in detail. Now here this particular Shloka number 3 tells us who are the parents to Mother Nature. See, we all have heard of Mother Nature. But now, technically, as per Shastra, who are its parents? That we'll get to understand today. Come, I'll post the Shloka for you all, for your easy reference. Mama yonir mahad brahma Tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. So as we discussed, this particular chapter, it gives us the eligibility to become one with God, to unite with Him. So these gunas, which are the foundation for this mother nature, Prakriti, are also the foundation for the Jiva. Bahya Prakriti, one which we see outside, and Antar Prakriti is what we all as a body, we have. What is dividing the Bahya Prakriti and the Antar Prakriti is our skin. That's all. The limitation of this body is up to the skin. But if you see, even the skin and whatever is within the skin and what is outside the skin is all nothing but Prakriti. So now, Lord Krishna, He decodes and He simplifies these gunas for our understanding. So first He talks about Prakriti. How did this Prakriti emerge? See, we need to understand. Now we are understanding Bahya and Antarika Prakriti. What is that outside Prakriti? And what is me as inside Prakriti? Every soul. So how did the outside Prakriti emerge? And how did this Jiva, what we call as, so-called as me, you, everybody around, how did this emerge? So now, the story of this entire creation, the Bahya, Antarika, everything is explained in verse number 3 and 4. Entire universe, multiverses. Now, as we all know, Albert Einstein, he explained creation in one formula, E equals mc square. Now, when a scientist can explain in one simple sentence, E equals mc square, why can't Lord explain the entire universe in 2 shlokas? So now, if you look back and see, in Saundarya Lahari, we already get an inkling of this particular statement. So what it says, Shiva Shaktya Yukto Yadi Bhavati Shakta Prabhavitum Nachedevam Devo Nakhalu Kushala Spanditum Api. He says, Shiva Shaktya. Shiva is matter, Padartha, what we call, matter. And who is Shakti? Shakti is the energy, that Devi. So Prakriti's parents, now who are they? Prakriti's parents are Lord Shiva as the father and Devi, whom we call as Parvati. Devi is the mother. We also call as Shakti. Now, only when these two join together, only when they come together, Lord Shiva and Parvati, when they come together, here the Shastras say that Prakriti evolves. Till then there was no Prakriti. If you go to the Puranas and if you see, you all must have heard of Kamadev, and when Lord Shiva was doing tapas, Kamadev was sent by the Trimurtis. Go now, he doesn't have a desire to unite with Goddess Parvati. So then how will Prakriti be evolved? And then you know that he goes to disturb the meditation by invoking Kama, that lust. And he was burned down to ashes. So when Lord Shiva and Parvati came together, then only this Prakriti has come together. So Kalidas also mentions this. He says, Vagharta aviva sampraktau Vagarta pratipatyate Jagata pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwaro. See how these sages, scholars, how they have explained this. So this Prakriti has got only one father and one mother. So the father is Shiva, mother is Devi, Shakti, Parvati. And this Mother Devi is that energy. And father, that Paramatma himself, is that Dhatu, which is matter. So now, what did Einstein say? Einstein also said that this whole Prakriti is nothing but made up of energy and matter, which are, they intermingle within each other. So the same thing has been explained over here. What now scientists are talking about, making use of all the tools which they have got in the world, now they are explaining what has been told in our Shastras. So now let's look in our practical world, in our own lives. Now we say Purusha gives the Dhatu. Purusha means Parameshwara, Lord Shiva. He gives the Dhatu. Dhatu means what? The sperm. Because that is the basis for how a child is born. So that is, he says, Purusha gives Dhatu, sperm, and mother catches hold of this small, minute sperm, which is swimming with a small head, very tiny head, you can't see it, and a long tail. Now the mother takes the sperm in the womb. She takes it in a womb, where there is an egg, and the sperm pierces through the skin of that egg, and it fertilizes over there. Now here the fertilized egg gets all the Shakti, or you call it the energy. The moment it starts fertilizes, from that second onwards, it gets its strength and energy from the mother. Now, remember, matter comes from the father, the sperm, and energy comes from the mother. Now, whatever the mother eats becomes the food for the baby. Whatever the mother drinks, it all goes to the baby. It is shared with the baby. So this entire nourishment, this Shakti, this energy for the baby is nothing but from the mother. So this Jiva starts evolving and getting a form. Therefore, for this Jiva, energy, Shakti is the mother, and matter, Padartha, what we call, is the father, Dhatu. So Shiva becomes the father of all, and mother of all creation is that Devi, Parameshwari, Parvati, Shakti. So this is how not only the outside Prakriti is created, but even each and every organism in this entire world is created by that one force, which is Shiva as matter and Devi as Shakti, energy. So now you can relate now. We all come from that same one source, which is Shiva and Shakti. Now, further to explain this. Now, if a man, he is on his own, and if a woman also is on her own, obviously no baby will be born, or no Jiva will be born, or no Prakriti will be created in this world. Now see, God, if we have the eye, once we understand this very clearly, that each and everything which we see in this world is coming from the union of this Prakriti and Purusha. Purusha happens to be Lord Shiva, and Prakriti happens to be Goddess Parvati. Even a flower, we see flowers blooming, right? Now that was by the union of this great source of energy and matter. A dog is born, an insect is born, an animal is born, a human is born, a tree is born. Attribute everything to that union. It is that play of this Prakriti and Purusha constantly is going on. And that union of Shiva, Purusha, Dhatu, call it as matter, with the Devi, Shakti, energy, Parvati, Parameshwari. Now, only when the male and the female unite, a Jiva is born. Now, if you keep the physical aspect aside for some time, let's take a look at the miracle which happens. You know, why I'm explaining all this in detail is, we have to kill the I. That ego, know what we have? Me, mine, I. That is what we need to kill. So let's now dive a little more in detail, keeping this union apart, how this whole Jiva was created. Let's talk of a human being. You know, they say roughly about 20 to 30 crore sperms are released. And this sperm is also such that, it's not at any temperature it can stay. See how nature is working. Now we will connect it to the Trimurtis also later. Now these sperms are in the testicles of a male. And what is the temperature at which these sperms can stay? They have to be at a 2 degrees Celsius temperature. Imagine. So for a Jiva to be born, how much of preparation is made? So now, Brahma is at work. All this is done by Lord Brahma to maintain that temperature and to carry that sperm. This tiny sperm, swinging its tail, pierces to the skin of the covering of the egg to unite with the egg. And as it enters, only the head enters and the tail cuts off. So one out of how many? Somewhere between 20 to 30 crore sperms. This one sperm successfully unites with the egg of the mother. Now the Shrishti Krama, what we call, the process of creation starts. Till now it is Brahma's job. It is over now. His job was to bring the Jiva from where it was. Now as we know, as a person dies, the Sthula Sharira stays back over here and we cremate it. Burn, bury, whatever we do it. Okay? The Sthula Sharira. Sukshma and Karana, now they travel to the outer worlds. Now till the time this particular Jiva, which is in the form of Sukshma and Karana Sharira, gets into the womb of a mother. Womb of a mother means it could be a human mother or an insect, worm, animal, whatever it is. Till it germinates, fertilizes into a mother's womb, Brahma is at work. Then he takes it and he brings it down in the form of a rain, falls on the earth, and that Jiva gets into Anna, meaning the food we eat, and that food, when it is eaten by the father, the would-be father of a Jiva, it turns into a sperm. And that sperm, in that 20 to 30 crore sperms, it goes, and one eventually, which is carrying the Jivatva, it fertilizes. See? This is the play of nature. So here Brahma is doing all this. So now, once he fertilizes, now it's over. It is the job of now Lord Vishnu. He comes over, he takes over. Okay, like it's the baton, it is passed. So here, these two eggs are formed. One on the left and one on the right. In the womb. So now the head of the sperm, which has entered inside, has the storehouse of the entire DNA of the Jiva. Although the size of the head is not visible to a normal eye, it has the complete blueprint of the entire jiva. What do we mean by the blueprint of the jiva? Now, see the magnificent technology here. What could be the color of the, what is the color of the skin of this jiva? How tall this jiva is going to be? What will be his body structure? Whether he is going to be broad, is going to be of a medium structure, or is going to be of a slim, thin structure? How many legs, how many hands the body will have? What will be the hair of this person? It's curly or straight? Then color of the hair, color of the eyes, size of the nose, structure, design to build each and every internal organ of the body. See, you must have seen in some children, when they are born, when they are quite even young, 3, 4, 5 years old, they sometimes have holes in their heart. No, this is the structuring of that heart is happening. And by karma, if they have to undergo something like this, they have a deformity over here. So each and every internal organ, how healthy it is going to be. Our hearts, our lungs, our kidneys, our pancreas, our brain, liver, digestive system, our reproductive system, etc., 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 etc. Everything is containing in that blueprint which is in the head of this fertilized egg. Now, which we can't even see. Not only this is all about we're talking of the body, the structure which is visible in the sense sthula. The sukshma aspects, how intelligent or how dull this person is going to be, what will be his skills, what will this person be good at, what will the person be bad at, what is his nature going to be, whether he's going to be angry, he's going to be mild, he's going to be aggressive, he's going to be calm, he's going to be of sattva, rajas, tamas, guna. All that is programmed in this DNA chip. Now, the second stage, the male sperm releases 46 chromosomes and the female egg, it releases 46. See, now this is all happening inside. From this, only 23 of each is taken to make a pair of 23. 46, 46, take 23 from each and eventually they become 46 again. So 23 come from the mother and 23 come from the father. And this becomes an embryo of 46 chromosomes, in other words 23 pairs. Now, some cases there are 22 pairs and these are called as not chromosomes but they are called as autosomes. So, like same in both males and females, but the 23rd pair, when we have this 46, 23 pairs, all the 22 look same, but there is one pair which is known as the sex chromosomes. Now they differ in both male and the female also, and they are called as X and Y chromosomes. You have to appreciate this, what all is going on. If one copy of chromosome is deleted, it causes, they also call it as a triple B syndrome, which causes difficulty in swallowing, then the brain malfunctioning or some kind of a distortion in the facial appearance, or it could also have some genital abnormalities. So these 46 chromosomes, when they match with each other, 23 from each, then the right form starts emerging. Initially it looks like a small snake, where you can see, there is a head and there is a big tail. Then the tail divides into two and these become the legs. Now we are talking of a human body. So a head and a long tail. Now tail divides and becomes two legs. Now below the head there is an outbreak. You have two legs. Just below the head, now there are two hands. Then a trunk is formed. Like if we give you, say, a lump of clay and we say make a doll. So we are not great artists, right? So what we'll do, we'll take one lump, make it as a head, and then we'll have another bigger lump and we'll make it as the uh, trunk and upper body, and we'll give two hands on the sides and two legs. In the same way, now this is the structure of this particular jiva. On one side, the legs, hands, head is now ready, and inside you start seeing each and every internal organ is getting ready. Now what is the size? It is the size of a mustard seed. Heart beating at the rate of 150 times a minute. Slowly as this mustard seed it grows, it starts growing. Nails, eyes, eyebrows, eyelashes, the lips, the teeth, the flesh, the bones, and all the internal organs, the brains, nerves, blood system, all this completely develops. There is a time frame. 6 months, 20 days. Now the baby is completely formed. Where? In the womb of the mother. Where does it get the energy? From the mother. Such a marvelous creation is happening inside. And now neither the father nor the mother knows anything about this. You ask the father, what's happening inside? What will the father say? What do I know? He says, I don't know anything. Ask the mother. Poor thing, she'll at least say, I'm feeling something different. I'm not my normal self. I don't know. I'm feeling something different which I had never experienced before. These are all what a father and mother would know. Who is doing all this? Now Lord Vishnu has taken over. So everything that is happening inside, the Vishnu, the Shrishtikarta, he is maintaining every moment to moment. Sthitikarta, sorry. Brahma, the Shrishtikarta, was responsible in creating a jiva and bringing the male sperm and the egg to fertilize and become a zygote. That's all. His job over. From now there onwards, it is Vishnu's job to maintain and nourish the jiva. Now finally the child has come to a stage of delivery. It is actually, in Shastra, it is not just called as delivery, which they call as in Sanskrit prasuti, it is pralaya for the mother. They say that if at one point of time 24 bones are broken, that is the kind of pain the mother will experience during this pralaya. It's a great prana sankat, for the mother. And in olden days when medical facilities were not to the mark, many have died during delivery. So this jiva which has developed in the mother's womb, it comes out as a pralaya, a great sankat for the mother. And finally, now the baby is out. So, having understood all this, let's just replay our learning, what we have learnt in the previous chapters. Like in chapter 13, Lord gave us the Jnana Chakshu. Now where we spoke about, verse 26 to 34. How Paramatma created the universe. This jiva from that most insignificant stage. How did he do it? Now if you see today, we are all the time saying, I, me, mine, everything has to be this way, that way. Now you have seen how you were born. You just don't know anything. We are in complete ignorance of our birth, and even once you are dead, you don't know, of course. You neither know about your birth, nor we know about our death. But if you look carefully at all these facts, that Jnana Chakshu what he gave, you have to start connecting and be zapped. What is this happening? I never thought of all this. and you start going deeper and deeper. Well, Lord Krishna has given the answers to all this. So whatever he has told us so far, now Lord Krishna is not trying to show off his skills or expertise in terms of, see, I as a creator, what all I have done. He is just trying to tell us that you, what your so-called you, me, I, what you have considered yourself to be, and why are you jumping around? This is all complete ignorance and falsity. So this we have to think for ourselves. Again and again, we have to discuss, we have to do that self-talk at length about our own jiva. Being born in the womb till the delivery. All this we understood. Because this is not a biology or an MBBS class. It is only to remove that aham bhava, ahankara which is there in us. Look, I have done nothing for this. And today I am claiming this is all mine. You say, okay, you have a car. If somebody comes and asks you, whose car is this? You say, it's my car. Then he says, show me the papers. You say, yes, here are the papers. Now you say, this is my body. Show me the papers. What papers you have? Let's think logical. You don't have anything. So, all that what we claim to be ours is owned by the Lord. In true sense, if you own anything, you have to prove, right? I own this. Be it a house, be it a car, be it any object you own, you have to prove. You need to have something to show that this is mine. Now you tell me what you have to show that this is your body. And what have we done or lived so far? Nothing. We are just enjoying with this body. Always seeking pleasure from this body. Always seeking something which is dear to us from this body. Now when we know, our ignorance is slowly being attacked. Now we know every bit of it. With this knowledge, it is very easy to accept God. In complete sense, it is He and He alone who is the owner of all this. Because this is the process how it has happened. So every breath you take is because of Him. Do you have any doubt? Okay, I take in breath. What if I don't breathe out? That also is because of Him. Every heartbeat is only because of Him. Any doubt on this? Every drop of blood in your body is produced by Him. Any doubt? Even the digestion, the excretion, all that happens only because of Him. Ask yourself, any doubt? The reproduction happens because of Him. No doubt. So till these aspects were clear, we are clear about this. And we accept that Prakriti is doing everything. Now see, first it is at the mind level. You analyze, think about it carefully. And read, study, understand how much ever you want on this. And then you will come to an understanding that you have no role to play in what you are today. Then where is that? We all falter that we are doing. I am doing this. I am eating, I am giving, I am taking, I am sitting, I am walking, I am bathing. Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva. Now all this has been said only and only to destroy that Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva. Except that it is God and God alone who has been doing all this. From outside and from inside. So this setting in our minds as a default, which Lord alone says that I have given that default setting of Kartrutva Bhoktrutva. That is the ignorance which I have packed you with. Now, because of your immense punya and your sadhana, I am giving you this knowledge. Change the default setting. See, in a mobile you get a phone. There is some music which is for your ringtone. Now that is a default setting. Now if you don't know how to change the default setting, till the time you use that phone for 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, you will be listening to that same nonsensical music. Because you don't know, you don't even know that you can change it. But once you know that you can change it, you can constantly keep changing from time to time and listen to the music of your choice. So in the same way, now we have come with ignorance. Change the default setting. Put in that right knowledge. Understand that I am not the doer. I am not the giver, nor I am the receiver, nor I am the taker. I am nothing, nor I am the enjoyer, nor I am the sufferer. It is that Lord and Lord alone who has created this body, this mind, these senses with his power of Prakriti. The Bahya Prakriti, outside Prakriti, is nourishing this particular Jiva. Otherwise, if there is no air, there is no water, there is no food, that's the end of it. And where do we get all these three? From the Bahya Prakriti. And whatever we eat, drink to nourish our system, there also whatever is happening inside is the Antara Prakriti, which is again done by the Lord. So in this way, what we have to do is, we have to get out of this ownership what we have. Of this particular body, is the so-called body. You have to change yourself, transform yourself to being a trustee. Oh Lord, I am holding this as a trustee of yours, taking care of it. Who is the owner? You are the owner. Who is the doer? You are the doer. Who is the enjoyer? You are the enjoyer. That should be the kind of bhava or a feeling what we need to have in our minds. We have to just be in that thought. Like at the end of the day, let's say you're a manager of a hotel. Okay. Now, as far as you report all that business which has happened during the day to the owner, at the end of the day, you report to him, you have no problems. It is like Krishna Arpanamastu. Every action you have done today, whatever came in, whatever went out, you made a statement at the end of the day and you sent a mail, Krishna Arpanamastu. Nothing can affect you. But if you try to hold on to some bills, some monies which you have received, you are not accounted. You have kept it aside. And some expenses, you have loaded some extra expenses and taken some money outside. Now all this, what you have done without reporting to the so-called owner, this is outside the knowledge of the owner. That becomes your papa and punya. So we as a jiva, having understood all this in so much of detail, how this entire creation was created, we have to only report to the Lord. Today I did this, I did this, I did this. Who has done this? It is all I have done on your behalf. If you take the Karma Yoga path, you have to say that, oh Lord, I have done this as your servant. Karma Yoga path. If you take the Bhakti Yoga part, you have to say, oh Lord, I have done all this as your devotee, as your lover, for the love of you, for your grace, for seeking your good wishes. I have done all this. And by Jnana, when you know, path of Jnana, you have understood that it is God and God alone is there and there is no one else. That is the Jnana Marga. So this way you have to report on a daily basis. If you can't do it on a minute to minute or an hour to hour, at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day, just surrender yourself and say, today I have gotten up. I woke up and oh Lord, I am at your service. Tell me what I have to do. You keep guiding me from time to time, and I will keep doing all what you guide me to do. By this, we will be losing the kartrutva and bhoktrutva. And what happens is your soul starts getting cleansed with this feeling. You will start getting out of this karma bandhana, what we call. Because time to time, Krishnarpanamastu idam namama om tat sat. There you are out. As far as you take ownership, you kept some money aside, then you are stuck in ignorance. That amounts to your papa. And nothing can save you from that again. So, in this way, we have to not only take care of our prarabdha karma, this current life, but also we have to ensure that the sanchita karma is also burnt out. And that can happen when you have the right thoughts in your mind. So, sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. So, whatever this garbha, where this garbha is established, now by Maya Shakti and the gunas have emerged. What gunas came from Shakti? What gunas came from Parameshwara, this father? From the mother's egg, the cells, the triple egg, the X chromosomes are released, and the chromosomes released from the sperm cell of the father, they are X plus Y. Now see, again there is another miracle. I told you, out of the 46 pairs, 22 are all alike. One pair has got, which is known as the sex chromosome, it has X and a Y. X from a mother and Y from a father. Now if X and Y come together from father and mother, then a male is born. And if X comes from mother and again combines with Y of a father, a female is born. See how much Prakriti is involved in your birth. Not only in your birth, even in what gender you are born. And now another aspect is, sometimes it happens this way, where the X in the mother and the X of the father. So what has to happen? A female has to be born. Now there is one more Y of the father which is added to the X also. And there that particular child becomes a transgender. What we call as hijra, what we call. So even this is done by Prakriti for that jiva. Even behind this, God is there. So we should never feel disgusted, or we should never insult when we come across such a jiva. Because they are differently born, that's all. See how this whole creation has worked in the process of this birth of a jiva. So now the Paramatma says, Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbha dadamiham. He says, Maya is the root source. And in that garbham, in that womb, dadami, to such a yoni, a womb, I give garbha. So as a result of the union of both these, all that you see has been created and emerged. Now what all has emerged? He says, first, all the lokas came into existence. How many are there? In one Brahmanda, you have 7 upper lokas and 7 lower. You know the 7 upper and lower. Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. And Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala. These are the lower lokas. So, this way, after creating this one universe of 14 lokas, Prakriti functions. In this entire creation of this universe, it says it functions of 2 properties. One is the Chetana Prakriti and the second is the Jada Prakriti. Chetana means sentient. Jada means inert. Now, what is Jada? Like you say, mud, stone, rocks, mountains, all this where there is no sentiency, they all form under the Jada Prakriti. And where there is sentiency, that becomes the Chetana Prakriti. Where there is movement, where there is life. Now the Lord says, in this I have got 2 broad categories. in this Chetana Prakriti. Sthavara and Jangama. Sthavara means which are at one place. They don't move. Like you have the trees, the plants, the shrubs, the creepers, they are at one place. They don't keep walking around. And Jangama means that which are on a constant move. Like animals, birds, fishes, we humans. Therefore it is said in this, all jada, moving, that Stavara, Jagat has been born from Narayana. In Vishnu Sahasranama it is said, Jangama Devam Jagan Narayanat Bhavam. So it is Narayana. From there all this is born. Tasmin Garbham Dadhamyaham Sambhava Sarva Bhutanam Tato Bhavati Bharata. He continues. So in this Jangama Prakriti, there are again 4 categories in the movables. And he says, based on how they are born, these 4 categories are made. Andajam, he says. Those movable jivas which come from Andajam means which come from egg. Like we have reptiles, crocodiles, fish, snakes, birds, they all come from eggs. Okay, so this is Andajam, first category. And then Udbijam, who come from seeds. Like you plant a seed, it becomes a plant, it becomes a creeper, it grows into a tree. So this comes from seeds, Udbijam. And the third category is Shvetajam. Shvetajam is which comes from that moisture, fungus, that where you have that, in that watery substance, all that is born is Shvetajam. And then the fourth category is the Jarayujam. We as mammals, we come from the womb of a mother. So humans, you can call goats, cats, dogs, tigers, lions, elephants, we all come from the womb. So this way, under the Jangama Prakriti, mobile, we have these Andajam, Udbijam, Shvetajam and Jarayujam. This is how the Lord says this entire Prakriti has come into existence. This is the beautiful explanation what Lord Krishna gives. He says, this is how it is. Now you decide who is the owner, who has the papers for all this, who is taking care of each and every aspect which is going on in this entire, not planet, not a solar system, in this entire universe, multiverses, galaxies. If we have to, make one pole stand, how much support you are giving to that pole so that it doesn't fall. The taller the pole, the more is the foundation and support. But look at the planets, how they are roaming around, how they are standing on themselves. What kind of power is required for this? So the one who has this power, he is the owner of all this. So we have to shed our ego, drive our ego, kill our ego, smash our ego and surrender to the Lord. And say, you are doing this. Every moment you are functioning in this body. Every thought which comes in my mind is only because of this Prakriti and you as a Purusha. I am not there. So the Kshetragna, which we say, I am the Kshetragna. Who is a Kshetragna? The one who knows the Kshetra. What is the Kshetra? The body, mind, senses. I know, you say, no? So you think that you are the Kshetragna. What do we know? We know nothing. But we still say, I know about myself. But the Lord is the true Kshetragna because He is the one who has created even before you were born. When you were in the womb. And from the time you were born, before even you knew how this whole system works, even now we don't know how the system works. But we, out of ignorance, say, it is me and me alone. So He says, drop this. The moment you drop the ego, you unite with the Lord. As simple as this. Nothing more to think, nothing more to understand, nothing more to practice. Drop the ego. Drop the me, drop the I, and you are one with the Lord. Shri Krishna Paramahamsa. So we'll take the next verse, number 4 in the next class. Now we'll understand Shri Vishnu Sahasranama 232 and 233. Let's read the Shlok and then we'll understand the meaning. Shloka number 25. Avartano nivrittatma samvrtas sampramardanaha ahas samvartako vanniranilo dharanidaraha. Aha samvartakaha. One who thrills the day, which is known as ahas, and makes it function vigorously, pravartakaha. So the one who dynamizes the entire day and lends the enchantment of joy to all living creatures is the sun. So the mighty truth who is in the form of the sun gives life to all and lends this energy to them to act as Lord Vishnu in the form of Surya Narayana. So in the Gita, Lord Krishna says, please understand that I am the light of the sun that illumines all earth. And the light and heat in the moon and fire are all mine only. Yadaditya gatam tejo jagad bhasayate khilam. So in this way he says, I am that source of energy in the form of sun and the light in the form of the moon. 233. Vannihi means fire. One who is worshipped at the altar as the god of gods was fire in the Vedic period. Invoking the various deities, oblations were poured into the fire in Vedic ritualism, and Lord Fire is entrusted with the duty of conveying the oblations to the appropriate deities invoked by the devotee. So in short, Vishnu is the omniscient Lord who conveys appropriate karma phala to the karta who is the doer, and thus fulfills all actions of everybody at all times. To such a Lord who is Vahnihi and who is Aha Samvartakaha, to such a Lord we offer our humble salutations and seek His divine grace. Now let's read the Dhanvantari Mantra thrice. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 औषध चक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा। ओम नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्री महाविष्णुस्वरूप श्री धन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा। We offer our humble salutations to Lord Dhanvantari, who is none other than the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. We seek his grace and blessings for good health. Now, let's do the Sakshatkara Siddhi Yoga Dhyana with pearls of wisdom for self-realization. All of you, please make yourself comfortable wherever you all are seated. Relax your body. Any portion of your body which is uncomfortable, bring it to a state of comfort. And sit relaxed with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale as deep as you can. Now, Antarika Drishanavitsa Vikalpa Samadhi. Observe the thoughts that cross your mind. As a pure witness to the thoughts in your mind. Without being judgmental. See the thoughts slowly reducing in number. And finally, there are no thoughts. Now we slowly move to the next level. Antarika Shabdanuvitsa Vikalpa Samadhi. using the power of the mantra and the power of the breath, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti, being in this present moment. So be in the present moment and experience the unification of the Jiva and the Paramatma. The more you intensely focus on your breath, the lesser is the agitation of your mind. Now, in this calm and serene state of your mind, we listen to the pearls of wisdom for self-realization.
Shri Gurubhyo Namah. All the movable and immovable you see in existence is by the union of Kshetra and Kshetrika. Know that the Paramatma accompanies the Atma, which is present in all beings, and understand that Atma and Paramatma are imperishable in this perishable body. Paramatma is equally present in every soul. All actions are performed by Prakriti and not the Atma. All the diverse living beings are a part of one Prakriti and are born by that one Prakriti, which is created by that one Paramatma. Such Paramatma who does not have any beginning, who does not have any material qualities. This imperishable Paramatma, although he dwells in the body, he neither acts nor he is tainted. Just like space holds everything but does not get contaminated, same way the soul, the Atma, although pervading the entire body, does not get contaminated. Just as the sun illumines the whole universe, same way the Atma illumines the entire body. In this way, the one who perceives with eyes of knowledge this subtle difference between Kshetra, which is Vikari, Jada, momentary and destructible, and who understands Kshetrajna as Nitya, Chetana, Avikari and Avinashi. And also those who understand that all actions are performed by Prakriti will attain that supreme Parabrahman, Paramatma. Hari Om. That's it.
Now slowly transcend from this body, mind, conglomerate. Merge yourself into the universe in that one consciousness. Antarika Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now gradually bring your attention to your breath. Notice the breath going in and out at the tip of your nostrils. Become aware of your body, your mind. Become aware of where you are seated, the surroundings. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Together, we offer today's Gita Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord. We seek His grace, mercy, and blessings. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Idam Namama. Om Tat Sat. Our humble salutations to the entire Guru Parampara. Rub your palm, place them on your eyes, feel the warmth, and slowly and gently open your eyes.